Hey, this is a feedback video, not a how to take down Leviathan video. But since I mentioned it, strafing run or AT placement. I really enjoyed the update, and I've been grinding weapon levels on stream, but I can't ignore the big flying elephant in the room, so let's just dive right into it. In the Bible, the Leviathan is described as a fire-breathing sea monster clad in impenetrable scales. In-game, they are silent tank snipers who can one-shot you and two-shot your car, which makes it a top contender for the worst designed enemy in Helldivers 2. At least from a Helldriver and mech user perspective. Hear me out. There's seemingly no counterplay when it catches you out in the open with no cover. Drive fast to avoid getting shot? You're dead. You wanna dive into a corner to avoid getting blasted? No. There's another Leviathan and you're already dead. If you are out in the open and have caught their attention, especially if you're in a vehicle since they can detect you way easier, the only play against them is to avoid them.
The Leviathan kind of snakes through the cities. It takes a lot of firepower to take it out, so you might not even be that interested in attacking it. You might just want to get away from it.
Alright, I'll just drop down another car. Aimbot. There's another one. Are you real?
It will make your day a living hell.
I'll wait then. Long range and insane accuracy. If they instead make the Leviathan shoot very telegraphed, slow heavy plasma that has large AoE and can one-shot you, it would be your fault for not avoiding the plasma. Having a flying tank one-shot you is just not fun to fight against, since there's no counterplay. It just feels like a cheap death in my opinion. Oh wait, they already do the plasma attack? What the hell? What the helly? Sound design plays an important role too. Helldivers 2 is notorious for having ninja chargers. I think it boils down to how deceivingly powerful this plasma attack is. It barely makes any sound, yet it does more damage than a rocket strider's rocket. Because it can two-shot a car which has 2000 HP, so each shot can deal about 1000 damage. My guess is they took the damage and accuracy stat out of a tank's cannon turret and slapped them into the Leviathan without tweaking the fire rate to match how powerful each shot is. This also ties to how I think the automatons have been getting too accurate, but that's a session for another day. So the Leviathan's cannon is not only as powerful as a cannon turret, it can also take you by surprise. When you're just focusing on killing squids on the ground, one can spawn behind you and, without warning, send you back to your super destroyer and back down again. Non-telegraphed attack, basically head scan, insane range and accuracy, and you can't destroy them with heavy penetrating weapons. It's a mess. Calling the Leviathan a flying command bunker is not even fair to command bunkers. The command bunker turrets doesn't move, and has lower armor value, which means you can destroy them with only heavy penetrating weapons like the AMR, HMG, autocannon, and laser cannon. Fighting them is still a fairer experience than fighting this flying sauce cancer, which says a lot about how bad this thing is when it makes the command bunker turrets look fair and balanced in comparison. I think they are closer to a silent semi-auto cannon turret sniper. It's weird how they managed to make such an imbalanced enemy because in contrast, they just made two great additions to the Illuminate roster. The Flesh Mob, or as I like to call them, Fat, and Stingray / Interloper / Banshee. Let's see how they stack up against the Leviathan. The Stingray is a glass cannon Banshee at home that can be taken down with only medium pen, telegraphs their attacks, and very agile. All of these factors combined make the Stingray an epic enemy to fight against. Bonus points for the death animation. It's just pure cinema. The Flesh Mob, unarmored, high health enemy with decent move speed, dangerous up close, and easily dodgeable attacks. There are many ways to skin a Flesh Mob, from an autocannon flak to a crisper, which makes the Flesh Mob a pretty fair enemy to fight. With the Leviathan, they combine both traits of the Flesh Mob, Bullet Sponge, and Stingray, Flying Glass Cannon, and turn them into a flying, silent, semi-auto sniper tank. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? So let's recap. It's dripped with class 5 armor, which means you can't damage them with heavy pen weapons. They fire a fast projectile that's basically undodgeable hit-scan plasma, similar to the command bunker turrets, but more akin to a cannon turret you find on a tank, but with way higher fire rate and silenced shots, so you can't even hear them coming. They have insane range with no telegraph, so even if you are paying full attention to the skies, there is a chance that one can pop out behind you and headshot you from 200 meters away. They deal insane damage. Being able to one-shot mechs and two-shot cars, there's 3 of them, and you just can't ignore them if they're flying towards you on an open field. My proposed fix is to make them remove the one-shot silence cannon and instead just keep the big plasma ball attack they already do, and make them spawn snitch bots, maybe. Instead of just removing the cannons, we can replace them with the Flying Overseer's burst plasma shot times 10, so being under it is like being shot by 10 different Overseers. Nerf the range, lower their armor value, boom, fixed. I do want this enemy to be well balanced. I don't want it to just be easier. That's pretty much it. Besides this enemy, the update have been great so far. Performance is still crap though, but at least I can put a 4x scope on my Dominator. See you in Helldivers.